Hi there, Pisces. There you go, Pisces. Welcome to your timeless dream love reading. So let's get started, shall we? I do feel like you might have just had a lot of nightmares. You might be like second guessing like a lot of decisions um, that you've made. But I think overall, though, like you should have a lot of confidence in yourself, Pisces. All right, so that being said, let's take a look at your Mindful Souls cards here. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for you. All right, so up first we have Zebra Jasper. Okay, this is a really cool stone. It's black and white like a zebra. Okay, it says drive, action, boldness, element earth, chakra root. Similar to other types of jasper, zebra jasper has a long history of use across the globe. However, this stone is set apart by its unique striped pattern, available in its wide array of colors. In terms of its spiritual influence, zebra jasper acts as a motivator, pushing us to move past lethargy. Okay, and take action. It reminds us not to overthink things and encourages us to enjoy the simple moments in life. Known as the anti apathy stone, it becomes a helpful companion to those dealing with procrastination or feeling stuck in a slump. When to use it? During moments of change, when seeking inner strength or manifesting. Where to put it? Wear it as jewelry to keep it close to your skin throughout the day. Special care. Avoid exposing it to harsh chemicals or prolonged sunlight to maintain its natural beauty. Um, okay, so avoid exposing it to harsh chemicals. I turn thoughts into action, realizing the power of decisive steps. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you are definitely making some pretty decisive steps here, okay? And I think this has a lot to do with, like, the shadow side to things, okay? Because that really is the shadow world, the dream world are very, like, they're basically, like, the same thing. Like, it's like your subconscious telling you things that, like, you normally wouldn't expect. So you're, like, on a higher conscious level. Um, and we have here the serpentine. Okay, rebirth, transformation, ease, element earth, chakra heart. With its mysterious appearance, the serpentine stone earns its name from the resemblance of its pattern to those on a snake's skin. However, the connection to snakes goes beyond just its name. It extends into its spiritual significance. Similar to the serpent, this stone symbolizes healing, immortality, and rebirth. Just as snakes shed their skin, serpentine aids in transitioning into new phases while maintaining a connection with your core. Despite holding a potent transformative energy, serpentine is a gentle stone. It prompts us to navigate life with ease, encouraging a pace that feels right for each individual. When to use it? During significant life changes and when healing from past traumas. Where to put it? Include it on your personal altar or sacred space. Special care. Keep it clean and charged under moonlight to maintain its rejuvenating energy. I am a continuous work in progress, experiencing rebirth in each chapter. Okay, Pisces. So again, it's like you are um yeah, so it's like if you've like experienced trauma in the past, Pisces, and I feel like you might kind of be dealing with that past energy coming into you when you're sleeping, like I feel like there's this like monster in the cave, right? This dark shadowy figure in the cave that could just be like haunting you, right? There's a boy here and a girl here, okay? And the boy looks terrified. His hands are on his head. He looks terrified and scared. The girl is hiding behind this tree here. Okay, they're hiding from this like monster in the corner. Okay, so I don't think you need to be scared of anybody or anything. I just think that like what you're dealing with right now is remembering how you felt about when you were traumatized in your past. And if this trauma is recent, then, I would say like there is so much strength within yourself that you can overcome this and like not let those nightmares of that trauma affect you long term. I mean, that's easier said than done. I'm not going to lie. That's easier said than done. But it is possible, okay? And then we have here Larimar, balance, communication, serenity, element, water, throat chakra. Larimar, uh, Larimar? Larimar. Okay. I'm saying that wrong, but it's okay. With its blend of dappled blues and oceanic greens, mirrors the beauty of the Caribbean Sea. Often dubbed the Atlantis stone, this captivating gem is exclusively found in the Dominican Republic. Radiating the soothing energy reminiscent of the sea and sky, Lamira serves as a remedy for stress and negativity. Intriguingly, despite its calming properties, Lamira originates from volcanic activity, imbuing it with potent energy. This strength is channeled into Lamira's unique ability to facilitate clear communication. The gem aids in fortifying your authentic voice and unlocking your inner wisdom. When to use it. During sensitive conversations, workplace meetings, negotiations, and public speaking. Where to put it. Place it in your electronic devices, especially if they're used for communication. Special care. Protect it from harsh chemicals and cleanse it under flowing water. In embracing my true voice, I discover my authentic self. Okay? So, like, that, your inner voice is like telling you, like, it's probably a good idea to like talk about how you're feeling and express how you're feeling, because oftentimes we are ruled more so by logic per se, but everybody is different. Okay, this isn't speak for everybody, but a lot of people are based off of like logic and reasoning over emotions. But if they talk about their feelings, I feel like a lot more gets accomplished in a lot, shorter time span than if you're just to like ignore things. Okay, so I feel like Pisces right now, okay, you are dreaming of this sleeping beauty's dream. Okay, you're kind of in this headspace now where you see there's like the rose and the like vines around this fortress, this castle here. Okay, inside this girl's mind, and she's holding a tiny little bird. Okay, so my daughter Angel's here, hanging out with me, right, sweetie? Yeah, she's not feeling well. So there's like a lot to say about Sleeping Beauty's dream, right? She was born, there was a curse put on her. If you're going by your like Maleficent story, which is my preferred version, the Maleficent wasn't really like evil. She was portrayed by Sleeping Beauty's dad. So, and then she was kissed by true love, and then she woke from a dream, from a sleep, and I feel like you've been asleep, sort of Pisces. You haven't really been awakened, really. Like you've been holding back a lot about what you've been feeling inside, and I think Pisces, a lot of this has to do with like you constantly like putting yourself out there and like being there for people, and then them not showing up and being there for you. And I feel like, there are certain things that like Pisces people in your life should show up, right? They should put out, the word that they're trying to talk. They're trying to like, see how you're doing. They're trying to figure out what you need as far as like your feelings and emotions go, right? So I think there's a lot to be said about that. Now we have Two of Swords. Okay, you have your reflection here in the water. Okay, so you aren't seeing yourself, right? But you're there, right? And there's all these like ghouls and shadowy figure monsters like haunting you, right? And then there's the Empress energy, okay? A very loving, motherly, nurturing energy, a woman who is with child. So let me ask you this, Pisces. If you are somebody, Angel, you're saying hi? You can say hi. If you are somebody who has had a child, right? And the people who are like normally supposed to be there for you, like family members, and they decide that they're not going to be there for you when this like a huge major transformation in your life. Okay, having a baby isn't like just like, oh, another day at the office. No, it's like a huge major life choice and decision. A lot of feelings and emotions go into it, and a lot of process goes into it. And let's say that you made that choice to have a child, and then none of your family showed up to support you in any kind of way. None of them reached out to you to say, hey, like, how are you doing? This is like, oh my gosh, like life changing. Like, do you need anything? Like, what's up? How are you doing? That's what like a normal, healthy family relationship would be like. But I feel like you did not have that, Pisces, okay? You had the complete opposite of that. You had this experience where you were like completely blindsided, right? Like you have the blindfold on, right? You were completely blindsided by your family members. And this isn't the first time either, but it was just like another trauma, another nightmare that like here you are, which is supposed to be a beautiful process, okay? Having a child, it's supposed to be a beautiful experience filled with love and kindness and warmth. But it's not always like that, right? And it's not always like that because you don't have the support you need. And you would expect that from your family. Anybody would, right? Except if that family isn't acting normal towards you, right? If they're treating you a certain type of way, if they're being negative towards you, if they're being hostile towards you, if they're showing no interest in your life decision and what you're doing with your life. Okay, so I feel like a lot of these old like emotional traumas and wounds that you experienced in your past, maybe even you're experiencing right now, Pisces, which my heart goes out to you if you're experiencing this currently. But it's like you're a beautiful empress. You're a beautiful, loving, goddess, like soul here. So why on earth, Empress, very earth grounded sign here of energy here, where you're grounding yourself, and why is that being like used in a way to hurt you again? Right? I'm saying like I think there are some people in your life, Pisces, that are for like who knows, like miracle wise, right? Like coming into your life now to help you out as the empress you are and treat you as the empress you are. But there are still those people that have known about your choice to be a mom for a long time and are just not like honoring you, right? Or celebrating you, or even celebrating that child, right? Which is in a way celebration of you and your accomplishments, of how you've been there as the mom for your kid for so long. And you would think that these people who know this about you would actually like respect you and honor you, but you're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like that the trauma and the Two of Swords, it's like really weighing on you here, okay? As I say that, it's like 3 angel numbers. Okay, so Empress, let's check here. What could be going on here? This energy. Yeah, the Empress is the archetype of the mother, okay? Your passion is the blueprint to your magic. A baby's cry echoes throughout the silent wood. This haunting sound tempts a shadow witch to peer around a mammoth tree and lock eyes with a reclining figure dressed in a red gown with a hand resting on her belly. The Empress expresses every creative urge bursting forth inside of you. The Empress guides you in creating and investing your life. She is the expression of your talent. Her urge to expand and unfold is as primal as sex. This is why she is also the most sensual card of the deck. The Empress reflects activity and brilliance. She is pulsating, breathing world of energetic expansion and beatific connection. She is the pure creative expression of the ever-expanding universe and human form. The Empress contains the passion and energy to create and destroy life. She is the insanity driving an artist to the brink of madness. As the mother archetype, she bears the burden of social fantasy, for mothers are expected to be all things to all creatures. The Empress's pregnancy is metaphorical. It conveys birthing an idea, project, or person into the world. She rests upon a witch's hand, a tree trunk with figure branches. A witch's hand is a powerful gathering point of magic and energy. Hands are the creative portal of the body, fashioning all things, from food to invention, love and gesture, contact and caress. Bats hang upside down as representation of dormant potential soon to awaken within you. The Empress's red dress aligns with menstruation, the membrane of life. She is a doorway and threshold through which the birth waters of the High Priestess flow. The Empress takes the High Priestess's blueprint into the reality of the physical world. The Empress siphons the inner sanctum of the High Priestess out into the microcosm of sensual formation. The sign of Venus is inside of the heart of love. She is sex appeal, ambition, and above all things, unbounded passion. The Empress appears in a reading to remind you of your powers of invention and imagination. Your passions and intuitions are the clues to the unfolding mystery of you. The universe supports all creative action. Manifest your visions and make the world a more beautiful place while living the life of your dreams. Meaning, mother figure, creation, artistic ability, soft, gentle, nurturing touch, renovation, or reinvention and expression, confidence and the abundance of the soul, fertility and birth, sensorial pleasure and earthly delights, stepping in tune with seasonal change, displaying natural abundance in all things, the nurturing of self-expression and potential, shadow, destroying the hopes and dreams of another, unsupportive attitude, thoughtless words, jealousy over another's success, hating on other good fortune because you do not believe in your own power, abusing motherly power. Okay, so I feel like what you're dealing with here, Pisces, is that like you have birthed this creativity into the world. You've birthed this High Priestess blueprint into the world. Okay, like you've come up with this new life. Okay, you've made a life here for yourself and maybe actually another human being as well. And I feel like there's other women that are like feminine, shadow versions of the Empress that are surrounding you and that are being jealous and are being petty and are like not being supportive, and they're thoughtless, they're hating on you, like, and you have to just like really block these energies out because it's not healthy for you. Okay, Pisces, like you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be respected, and I think you put in the energy and the effort to let like these other women who you consider to be empresses, you respected them, and then they turned around and like basically like stabbed you in the back. And I'm like, if they're not going to make the energy and the time for you in the way you need, and you did that for them, that's not a really good friendship. Okay, that's not a good healthy relationship, and that's why you're having these nightmares of these women like attacking you basically and saying like you don't deserve our respect, you don't deserve our time of day, like we don't care about you or anything, right? So it's hurtful, it's painful, and if it's taken so extremely to an extreme point, where they're like abusive, then it's really traumatizing. Okay, so be cautious and careful and protect yourself here, okay, at all times, because you do have, here the shadow witch, right? That's like watching you, looking at you, right? And it's like you just want to like honestly, you want to feel safe and secure. If you feel safe and secure, then you're obviously surrounding yourself with the right people and you're protecting yourself and your child. But if you have these like monsterish ghouls, like shadowy black figures that are monsters, like coming in and haunting your dreams, then that's a warning sign. Like these energies are not there to protect you. Okay, so Two of Swords. Let's take a look at the Two of Swords. And Two of Swords. Okay, yep. So the Two of Swords is retreat. Okay, so you have to kind of like withdraw from these energies right now. So a madness takes shape as a woman sits near a reflecting pond. She holds two identical swords and wears a blindfold. Tree branches roaming like hungry fingers reach toward her. Shadow monsters approach from all sides, two shadows from the devils of self-criticism. One shadow forms of a man who fears what others think. The fourth shadow is a cat that fears its own instincts. It is a conflict of what we want versus societal ideas. Yeah, like really, honestly, like it's like these monsters are like literally like criticizing you for like your life decisions, and yet they make a similar life decision, and then they're like, well, I'm in a better position than you were, so I don't need to like celebrate the work that you've done and the milestone that you've achieved, because like why should I, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, who thinks like that? Like, who literally compares himself in that way to another person? Like, you know, a mom is a mom. It doesn't matter how she became a mom. It doesn't matter, like, any of that. What matters is that she's a mom and she's had to, like, fight and struggle to survive and help her child survive for this many years, or 1 year, or 2 year, 3 year, 4 years, even like a decade. And for relatives to be like, sorry, we're not gonna like celebrate that decade that you've been like a mom and you've been working hard and keeping like our, you know, niece, granddaughter, whatever alive, like we're not gonna celebrate that. Like, that's pathetic. So you gotta distance yourself from these people. Big time. Big time. Okay. So I'll just hit pause. I'll be right back. Um, okay, so I had to go get my daughter off the bus. So, yeah, basically it's just like, you know, this Two of Swords isn't gonna be something like you are like in any way enjoying this type of energy, because it's like you have like the benefits of the Empress, you have all of this like nurturing love coming in for you, but it's like people are still sort of like wronging you and like not celebrating like your victories or anything like that. So you're still like very like feeling very upset. Okay, what, honey, do you want some of these cards? Here, count that one. So, the dualistic mind believes in the separation between the self and the world. Duality appears in the woman's reflection within the symmetry of her swords and the base of her body. She sits squarely, her knees open. Gaze at the reflecting pool. Nothing actually creeps toward her. She imagines the shadows. She is the projector. The fears and monsters are inside her head. None of it is real. She hides her true self from the world out of fears and ideas she has invented. The shadows and trees are figments, meow, of her imagination. She warps and twists them to fit the narrative inside her head. Look closer at the reflection. There are no trees at all. Even the dark wood exists inside the mind. The Two of Swords reflects a voluntary retreat into the inner mental sanctum. It is discovering the truth of what you feel. Forgo distraction from the chatter, energy, and influence of others. Find inner peace. Meow. A meditation and retreat, the symmetry of ideas and thoughts, taking time to discover how you really feel, think, and respond to external circumstances. Choosing words carefully, the ability to recognize old habits and patterns, a new path, even if the new strategy is unclear, silence up the mind. How far are you willing to go to protect yourself? Better to face the issue at hand than to retreat inward, especially if you have a tendency to isolate yourself. Avoid martyring yourself. If it helps no one, least of all you, allow and accept help when offered. So that's the thing, Pisces, is like you have like generously assisted others in the past, and the thing now that you're dealing with is like nobody is assisting you, okay, Pisces. But like I do see like a great deal of like abundance and prosperity coming your way, and that's probably why some of these other energies are jealous of you, because they see that you're very successful. So, and it's like it's all in their head that like they can't be nice to you, right? They can't respect you, right? When you're like, I literally am respecting this, you're literally respecting these people who are not respecting you. It's like, you don't need to respect them. Like, give yourself a break, like, from respecting people who don't respect you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, big major tower moment, guilt free, like, enjoy that delicious cake, guilt free. You deserve it. Don't feel guilty about, like, indulging yourself for once, because you've earned it. You've literally put in the hard work to now celebrate and enjoy that birthday cake or that delicious chocolate strawberry cake, that you're having for Mother's Day. Okay. So there's all of these deliciously good things happening for you, Pisces, that are really, like, meant for you, and you're meant to enjoy them. But then you see other people being like, well, you don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve to be celebrating. You don't deserve to be, like, enjoying life. And that's where I feel like the tower moment comes in and strikes here. Okay, big time here, blows the top off this thing, because you're dealing with, like, maybe even masculine and feminine energies here. There's a masculine and a feminine figure here that are falling. Okay, and I feel like they're falling because they've, like, done something to you, Pisces, that you didn't deserve, and that's why you're coming in and striking here with your fierce, you know, provocative self. Okay, like, you're like, you know what, wait a second. Okay, and then you have even the Hierophant here again. It's like bringing in the truth here, okay, to this situation. Okay, oh, thank you. Yeah, for sure, because it's like, what did you ever do to deserve such, like, bad treatment towards you, ill treatment towards you? Okay, and you've done nothing. So, let's see here. I'm gonna take a look here. Yeah, I'm just getting, like, the overall sense that, like, these are people who are really operating in, like, a very dark, like, energy. Okay, they're not bringing a lot of light to your life. Okay, and I feel like you're trying to maybe sort of, like, get some answers here on this situation. Okay, and the Hierophant is going to give you some answers big time. Okay, so the Hierophant is the archetype of the teacher. The answers you seek stand before you. The shadow witch departs from the valley of fire. Oh, remember, the shadow witch was watching the Empress. Okay, so now this is beginning to make sense. All right. She spies a book upon her path. She picks up the tome and flips through its sweet, musky pages. Another strewn book catches her attention. This book leads to another book. Before she knows it, like a trail of breadcrumbs, the books lead her to an animated anthropomorphic okay, tree. Okay. Trees are wise teachers to those who stop, look, and listen. The Hierophant tree stands as an external symbol of form and doorway to religion and assorted dogmas. All religious and spiritual teachings come from the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the shaman, medicine woman, priest, guru, and yogi who passes an historic information to students and disciples. This card reflects the relationship between mentor and student. It is giving and taking, the pursuit of knowledge, and a systematic course of study. Crossed keys bearing the dark wood's initials reflect the unlocking of knowledge. A teacher encourages the student to uncover what they have always known deep inside. The two turtles in the water are the connection to natural history. The snake is Kundalini power. Oh, okay. The Hierophant makes the sign of benediction and blessing with her right hand. Her left hand holds a scroll of ancient symbols, the historic gateway to knowledge transcending language. Symbols speak directly to our unconscious. She is our attempt to explain and explore the ineffable. The Emperor provides order for the world. The Hierophant gives us a hint and indication of secrets and mysteries that exist behind the structure of daily life. The passage on of a lineage and holy teachings, religious historic texts, and ritualistic implements, external spirituality, religious structures and institutions, belief systems that are instilled rather than experienced, societal norms and expectations, teachers and students, mentorship, the sharing of information, what lesson are you learning? Shadow, groupthink, crowd mentality, the expectation that you will go along with the status quo, signing up for a system of beliefs that don't make sense to you, teachers obsessed with exercising authority instead of empowering students, thinking your way is the only way, speaking when you should listen, using personal spirituality as an excuse to degrade others. Okay, so that's really like literally what you're dealing with here, Pisces. Okay, it's like the reason why you're dealing with so much shadow energy projected your way is because so many people operate in that mindset. Okay, they're not enlightened beings. They're not like higher consciously aware yet. Okay, they're still literally leading by like using their personal spirituality to as an excuse to degrade others. Okay, you see this a lot in like Christianity or um, Catholicism, and those kind of like mainstream religions that are very, obsessed with like uh, power over the people due to religious beliefs. Okay, which is very like outdated, but it's systematic and it's like institutionalized in a lot of ways. Okay, so you have to kind of sort of just like break free from that belief that like you don't deserve the same level of respect that you're giving other people, like, and this isn't based off of like religious differences either. This is based off of like, just being decent human beings, right? Like, it doesn't matter what religion you practice. Like, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. So I know this mother, and she had a difficult time with her first kid. Like surviving the world financially. Getting a career up and going for herself. She struggled a lot financially over the years. She was a single mom, and she always dreamed of a day where she was like feeling more financially like stable, and she had a dream career that she really was passionate about, and she was getting like paid for her passionate career ideas, and um, she was just like a beautiful soul. She meant no harm to anybody, meant no ill will toward anybody, just a mom trying to survive the world and give the best life and provide the best life for her daughter. And her family completely just like abandoned her. Okay, like her biological relatives just completely abandoned her and left her to fend for herself. And she had no idea what to do. Like, I mean, she had a general idea of like how to survive the world, but like she literally had no support. So like if she got sick, or she lost a job or something like really serious like that can be very traumatizing and emotionally upsetting and scary. She had nobody like she could just like call up and would like help her out, right? She like literally nobody. And she had to rely on like government assistance, and she had to rely on herself. And it's a very stressful time, but like the stuff that like made it less stressful was like knowing she got through like another year and celebrating her daughter's life and really remembering, that like wow, like I made it another year. Like I got my kid through this, you know what I'm saying? And due to like, I guess maybe religious beliefs, maybe perhaps, or even just like selfish, shadowy ass people, that are just very self-absorbed and like very like narcissistic. Okay. She didn't get help, right? So then, fast forward, like a decade, and these people are like, reaching out to her on social media, like, oh, how are you doing? Like, hearting her pictures of her kids and everything. And she's like, oh, that's nice. That's kind of cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, okay, hi, what's up? And they're like, oh, like I'd love to like, just say hi and see, it's so cool that you like made it and survived. Like, and you're like, yeah, no thanks to you. Like, you people didn't help me get here. Like, you people could care less if I was alive or dead. And it's like so fake and so shallow. And Um, then they're like, oh, well, now we're celebrating, the life that we created. Like for instance, this woman, that's was a single mom. She like touched base again with her brother and his wife, and they were having their first kid, and she touched base with him and was like, hey, I'm here for you if you need anything, that kind of sort of thing. And then when it comes to her daughter's birthday, they don't even care. They don't even like say happy birthday. They don't call, nothing. And it's like, I went to your all's baby shower. Like, I went to your all's like baptism. Like, I'm not a religious person. Like, I don't celebrate that religion, but I did it for you because you're my brother. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just like one like example I can give you of like experiencing like something major and transformative in your life, and hoping that your family and your friends are there supporting you, and then come to find out like your family isn't like being family, you know what I mean? So that's just something, and then you even just give them like a second chance, and then they just like are like, no, we just want you to shut to our shit, we don't care about your stuff. It's like, that's really disrespectful and really hurtful and just not a good like brotherly sisterly thing to do. So I don't know. And then also there are people who like have expectations of like you like hosting to them and catering to them when it's like your special day, and people should be like doing that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this day comes once a year, you know what I'm saying? But I do see Pisces that like you are getting like, the metaphorical like guilt-free, delicious cake and desserts that you deserve, okay? Like, however this resonates. If this resonates as like, wow, I can like actually afford to get my kid a birthday cake this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can actually afford to like, get these delicious little desserts and treats, right? Like, those kinds of things are like super powerful and super amazing because not everyone can afford a birthday cake for their kid every year. So normally, typically with like good relatives, they'd be like, okay, I know Pisces can't afford the cake this year, so I'll pitch in and help, like type of stuff like that. But there are just so many like shadowy people, there are so many selfish people, and I understand, like this concept of like doing the shadow work and working on oneself and becoming more centered. These people never do the work. They never become more centered. They never become grounded. They're like literally operating shadow, 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 shadow. And you're like, oh my God, did you just like be somebody good and positive once? Like, would you just represent that just like once? But I do see that like, things are shifting Pisces for you in like major ways right now. You have Two of Cups and you have the Tower again with like the witchy vibes here. Okay. So this witch, she knows what's up. Okay. She knows that, the foundation needs to get destroyed in order to like rebuild anew again. And I feel like the old patterns are dying away. The old shadowy people that were in your life are fading in the background, okay? Because you already made them aware that like this is the kind of person you are. You show up, you do the work, you put in the effort to be a good sister, a good daughter, a good mom, a good wife, like all the things, whatever resonates with you in that regard. But they do not put in that work and they do not show up. And it's just so sad. Honestly, it is so sad. And a lot of the energy that they show up with sometimes, if they do at all, is like super childish. Like, aren't you going to get me this? Aren't you going to do this for me? Aren't you going to do that for me? It's like, wait a second here. Like, this is my special day. Like, I did the work. I put in the effort. I put in the energy. I deserve to feel good about that. I deserve to be celebrated. If you don't want to celebrate the hard work that I've done, then I'm certainly not going to celebrate the hard work you've done, right? You know what I'm saying? And some of these people are so funny because they're like, oh, well, I made it through the first 3 months, so I'm super amazing and cool. And it's like, try 10 years, try 20 years, okay? You ain't done shit. Like, it's so annoying. Like, these people are super narcissistic. That's for sure. So, Two of Cups, okay, you have the two horses here, you know, like, it's like a soulmate type of twin flame type of energy here. These two dark horses, right? And I feel like what you need in your life is like an energy to match your energy, an energy that gets you who you are, what you're about, that, celebrates you, that aligns with you, that wants your dreams to come true, that are not rooting for the nightmares to manifest in darker, horrible ways than they already are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody to fight that darkness with you, okay? And just stand up to those people that are like, oh, that's cute. Pisces is done so much with their life, but you know what? I'm not even gonna throw them a cool congratulations. I'm not gonna wish them a happy birthday. Like, but they need to do that for me. You know those types of people? I can't stand those types of people. They're like the biggest narcissists in the world. They're like major, major, major narcissists. So, Pisces, with that being said, you are doing well. Like, you have been rewarded generously. Like, more rewards are definitely coming in for you. You've earned it. You put in the work. You put in the effort. It is unfortunate that, like, these other energies, like, can't celebrate that. And that a lot of it has to do with jealousy and pettiness and their own insecurities, because they're operating in the shadow world as shadows. They're not like saying, "Oh, wow, there's like something off right there with myself. Maybe I should try to like fix it. Maybe I should try to like be a better person. Maybe I should try to strive to do something better every day. Maybe I should just like accept the fact that like, I'm not perfect and I make mistakes, but I can fix those mistakes and I can do better next time." That kind of person that wants to learn and change and become more like better every day, become like a master at themselves, and then learning their flaws but like fixing them is like beautiful and rare. And I'm not saying you don't you have tons of flaws, Pisces. Like, no, I'm saying like, like when you're like, oh my gosh, I like need to do that, like I need to get on that. But if you need to give yourself like a time to just relax and enjoy like the beauty and the wonder and the like abundance that is coming your way, Pisces, you've earned it, okay? And there are other people who like are gonna always be given things without even doing the work or putting in the effort. There are just those types of people, and it sucks. But like, you have to remember though, Pisces, is like the rewards that you receive are like so amazing that it like just completely gets rid of all of that funk of those like shadowy people, okay? So, Two of Cups, recognition. Yeah, you have been recognized for your hard work and your efforts that you have put in to your relationship with yourself, with those people in your life that have been there from the beginning and supported you from the beginning. So, the Two of Cups is meeting a person, thing, or energy mirroring your soul. The sweet recognition of oneself in another. This is the pure essence of attraction toward the things we love. The horses convey intimacy, tenderness, and reverence in the wild nature of the dark wood. The Two of Cups reflects finding one's other half, meeting your desire with a full heart. The two horses share an intimate bond. It doesn't matter how much time passes for old friends, time vanishes. The wild magic of reunification. Horses use scent to identify one another. Horses in tarot decks are traditionally used as an expression of the energy of a situation. The horses in this card have stopped in their tracks. Time stands still. They inhale, breathe, and consider each other. The human urge to be seen is deeply seated within us. The Two of Cups reflects a moment of reunion. These circumstances may occur with humans, animals, the perfect job, finding your calling, or even a mystical experience. We thirst for understanding and recognition. To be seen is a desire shared by all things. Meaning, greeting, your heart's desire. Recognition, your other half, a perfect pairing, heart, happiness, pleasure, reflection, delight, love, coming home, reunion, spiritual marriage, twin flames, soulmates. Shadow. The dark side of this card emerges when you love something or someone who doesn't love you back. Rejection hurts like physical pain. Yeah, you've definitely been feeling a lot of rejection lately. But you know what? I mean, that's because these people like don't know that what like they're supposed to do this, and like you've been telling them, but they still like don't know, or like they don't get it, or they reject it. And that is so like just horrible. That's just like a horrible feeling. Nobody likes being rejected. Rejection hurts like physical pain. They share the same centers in the brain. Treat rejection like a short-term flu or illness that you will heal from. The shadow of this card is evoked when there is an attempt to recreate past feelings that have long since departed for one or both parties. Not all feelings, passions, and loves will or can last, but all can be valued and appreciated for the fact that they existed at all. And that is an important lesson to learn, Pisces. So I know like some people might have loved you for a short time and then they rejected you. Some people may have loved you a long time and then rejected you. But all in all, Pisces is like you can remember, like at the end of the day, self-love, self-care, loving of oneself, self-respect. Um, I just recently started a podcast on relationships. Relationship with oneself is the title of the first episode. I'm still like trying to decide if I should post it or not, because there are some personal things in there about my life that, I want to share, but like out of respect for others, I might not share it. So maybe like if you let me know in the comments that you want to watch it, then I'll share the link with you. I'm still like waiting for that sign from the universe that I should share my podcast and start posting it. Maybe I'll wait a couple days. And I just really been having a lot of messages coming in that like you shouldn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? Like don't hold back. Okay. But anyways, that being all said and all, rejection does hurt. So just remember at the end of the day that you are loved, beautiful soul, like you are an amazing person, and respect yourself and respect those you love and care about, and show them how you respect and love them each and every single day as much as you can, because there's a lot of beauty and love and support and abundance coming in for you. And it's really changing your perspective on like how you used to view yourself and how you used to feel like you didn't deserve love when you do deserve love, Pisces. So that's my message for you. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Luna says bye. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have kids, check out the Adventure Family channel, because that's where I post fun stuff I'm doing with my kids. So yeah. Bye.